Hello and welcome back to English with Umme. Today, we will explore the full life story of one of the most powerful, feared, and controversial figures in modern history, Adolf Hitler. His story is a mix of poverty, war, politics, power, hate, and destruction. This video is not just about Hitler's rise and fall, but also a reminder of what happens when hatred is allowed to grow. Chapter 1: Early Life. From dreams to disappointment. Adolf Hitler was born on April 20th, 1889, in a small town called Braunau am Inn in Austria, which was part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. He was the fourth of 6 children born to Alois Hitler, a strict and often harsh customs officer, and Clara Hitler, a kind and caring mother, Hungarian Empire. From a young age, Hitler was very close to his mother. He loved to draw and paint. He dreamed of becoming a famous artist and moving to Vienna to study at the Academy of Fine Arts. But life had other plans. When Hitler applied to art school in 1907 and again in 1908, he was rejected both times. He was told that his work lacked talent, especially in drawing people. This was a big blow to young Adolf, who had already lost his father in 1903 and his beloved mother in 1907. After her death, Hitler felt alone, angry, and disappointed. He lived in Vienna, mostly homeless, and struggled to survive by selling small paintings. It was during these lonely years that his hatred for Jews and foreigners began to grow. He blamed them for his failures and Germany's problems, even though he was still living in Austria at the time. Chapter 2: The Soldier. World War I. In 1914, World War I broke out. Hitler moved to Germany and joined the German army. For the first time, he felt like he belonged somewhere. He served as a soldier on the front lines in France and Belgium. He was brave and disciplined, earning 2 Iron Cross medals for his service. But the war was brutal. He saw death and destruction every day. In 1918, he was temporarily blinded by a gas attack. While he was recovering in a hospital, he received shocking news. Germany had surrendered. Hitler was heartbroken and furious. He believed Germany had not lost the war on the battlefield, but had been betrayed by weak politicians and Jewish leaders. This was not true, but it became part of the stab-in-the-back myth, which Hitler would use later to turn public anger toward Jews and democratic leaders. Chapter 3: A New Enemy. Politics and Hate. The country had lost land, money, and pride. The Treaty of Versailles in 1919 blamed Germany for the war and forced it to pay huge debts. The economy collapsed. People were starving. Inflation was so bad that money lost all value. Amid this chaos, Hitler joined a small political party called the German Workers' Party in 1919. He quickly became its most popular speaker. He had a loud voice, powerful eyes, and the ability to turn anger into energy. In 1920, the party was renamed the National Socialist German Workers' Party, or Nazi Party. Its ideas were simple. Germany should be great again. The Treaty of Versailles should be destroyed, and Jews, communists, and others should be blamed for Germany's troubles. Chapter 4. Prison and Mein Kampf. In 1923, Hitler and his followers tried to take over the German government by force in an event called the Beer Hall Putsch in Munich. It failed, and Hitler was arrested. While in prison, he wrote a book called Mein Kampf, which means My Struggle. In the book, he shared his dangerous ideas about racial superiority, dictatorship, anti-Semitism, and expanding German territory. He believed that Germans, or Aryans, were the master race, and that Jews were enemies who must be removed. These hateful ideas would later become law when he came to power. After serving only 9 months in jail, Hitler was released. But this time, he decided to gain power not by force, but by politics. Chapter 5. Rise to Power. The 1930s were hard for Germany. The Great Depression hit the world in 1929, and millions of Germans lost their jobs. People were desperate for a strong leader. Hitler promised jobs, order, and pride. In 1933, Hitler was legally appointed Chancellor of Germany. Soon, he made himself dictator by passing new laws that gave him total control. He banned all other political parties, silenced the press, and created a secret police force called the Gestapo. Jews were slowly removed from jobs, schools, and public life. Laws were passed to separate and discriminate against them. Hitler's dream of a powerful, pure German race was becoming reality, but at a terrible cost. Chapter 6. World War II. Begins in 1939. Hitler invaded Poland, breaking a peace agreement and starting World War II. Soon after, Germany attacked France, Belgium, the Netherlands, and even tried to take over Britain. At first, Hitler was winning. He used a strategy called Blitzkrieg, or lightning war, to quickly defeat countries. But behind the war, something much darker was happening. Chapter 7. The Holocaust, a crime against humanity. As Hitler gained more power, he began his most horrific plan, the Holocaust. Jews were rounded up and sent to concentration camps, where they were forced to work, tortured, or killed in gas chambers. More than 6 million Jews were murdered, along with millions of others, including Roma, Gypsies, disabled people, Polish people, Russians, and anyone who disagreed with the Nazis. The Holocaust is one of the greatest crimes in human history, and Adolf Hitler was the man behind it. Chapter 8. The Fall of Hitler. By 1944, things were going badly for Germany. The Soviet Union attacked from the east, and the United States, Britain, and allies attacked from the west. Hitler refused to surrender. He believed in total victory or total destruction. In April 1945, Soviet forces reached Berlin, the capital of Germany. Hitler was hiding in a bunker underground. On April 30th, 1945, with bombs falling above and his army defeated, Adolf Hitler killed himself by shooting himself in the head. His wife, Eva Braun, also took poison and died with him. Just 1 week later, Germany surrendered and World War II ended in Europe. Adolf Hitler died, but the pain he caused is still remembered. His story shows how one man's hatred, lies, and hunger for power can destroy millions of lives. We must learn from this history. We must never allow hate to grow, and we must always stand up against injustice, racism, and cruelty, no matter where it happens. Thank you for watching this full story of Adolf Hitler in simple English. If you found this video informative, please like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to English with Umme for more educational and historical videos in simple language. Stay curious, stay kind, and keep learning.